Four ways in which me and you, the average South African, can access the property investment sector. Today, I'm detailing those four easy ways in which we can invest in property without having the need to have billions of rands, millions of rands, or hundreds of thousands of rands in our bank accounts. Simple, easy to do ways to ensure that we all invest in property. As always, do ensure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the notification bell, and like this video. So let's get into it. Hello future millionaires and billionaires, and welcome to another insightful, informative video right here on my YouTube channel. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Ivan Sambo, and on my YouTube channel I'm dedicated on ensuring that I simplify the world of investing, budgeting and saving for the average Ivan on the street, the average Ivan earning 4,000 rand per month, but trying to ensure that he builds something up for himself while still being able to take care of his family. So on today's video, I'm diving into how can we be able to access the property investment sector of South Africa without having the need to have billions of rand, millions of rand, or hundreds of thousands of rands in our bank accounts. Using the little bit of money that we have, how can we ensure that we also take part on property investment? That is what I will be doing and sharing today. But as always, I must put disclaimers on my YouTube videos. But that's number one, I'm not a financial registered advisor. None of my videos constitute as financial advice, but only for educational purposes, guys. And secondly, this video today focuses on property. None do I claim to a property expert. All the content and all the information I'll be giving to you guys is based on my understanding, my research, and some of the experience I have had in the property sector with few of my mentors, my friend, and everyone I've interacted with. That information comes from there. I'm not claiming that I'm a financial expert and I know what I'm talking about and I have a degree in whatever. No, it's just me sharing the knowledge that I have, guys. So I don't want people misquoting me and all of that. Lastly, this video will be a little bit longer compared to previous videos. So guys, please watch it from the beginning till the end. So let's get to it. How can you invest into property in South Africa? So what's the first way in which me and you, the average South African, can ensure to invest in property in South Africa without having millions or billions of rands? The first one is through Easy Property. I know majority of you know Easy Equity, but within Easy Equity itself, there's a new platform, investment platform called Easy Property. Easy Property is created to ensure, as the name says, it makes easy for the average person to invest in property because this is an investment scheme that wants you to invest as little as 1 rand into huge properties. I'm talking properties such as Black Brick, which I'll put right here. You can see for yourself. They have a lot of big, huge property that you, the average person in South Africa, can invest into, but you only need a minimum of 1 rand. Literally, you need 1 rand. So Easy Property, the way it works, that they use the system of creating companies that hold property. So basically, Easy Property will have a selection or committee, whatever they call it. And these people will select properties that they think will be good investment for you and me. When they have identified a particular property, they will create a IPO of that property and create a company of that property. Basically, let me make an example of my grandmother's house. Easy Property will identify my grandmother's house as a good investment. So what they will do, they will create a property, they will create a company that will be called Ivan's grandmother's house. That property only owns my grandmother's house only. After I've done that, they will draft what is called an initial public offering. Basically, this is a document that details how much does this company, Ivan's grandmother's house company, want to offer to the public and how much they want to raise and how many shares they want to be offering. So Easy Property to do all of that. And after they're done, they will put it on their platform, the Easy Property platform. So what me and you do, I'll go to the platform and we buy shares on my grandma's house. Basically, we're buying shares on the company that Easy Property is created to represent my grandmother's house. So when you invest your 1 rand into that company, you're investing into buying and ensuring that they raise money to access this house, my grandmother's house, and in return you earn dividends which are paid out, rental dividends are paid out once every quarterly, meaning per year. They'll pay them out 4 times. And also the same, they also give you the option to sell your shares that you've bought in a property in what is called an auction, which is held per quarterly, meaning you can sell your shares once every 4 times per year. That's what they basically do. And some of their properties have good investment. They have good yields. Some of them speak of 9%, 4%, so 14%. Some of them speak of 12%. So basically, if you invest 500 rand, they say per quarterly they can give you 14% of that 500 rand per quarter, meaning 4 times per year you get 14% of that 500 rand. That's basically is how it works. Just that's the summary of Easy Property. It is available inside Easy Equity, so you can access it there. For those who want me to do a specific video going deep into Easy Property, how it works, and how this crowdfunding basically platform works, you can just tell me in the description below you want me to go deep into Easy Property, and I can create a separate video where I just speak specifically to Easy Property. So that's investment number one. While staying with the same theme of collective investing when it comes to property, the second way in which we, the average people, can access property investment in South Africa is through property stokvels. I know the word stokvel has bad connotation with attached to it nowadays because of WhatsApp stokvels and what WhatsApp stokvel did to people. But just hear out this idea and how it is structured before you judge. You judge at the end of how I explain it. I will tell me in the comment section if I explain it well or you're still not comfortable with it. But let me explain it to you. So basically, property stokvel is like a group of people coming together to pool money with the initial of investing into property. But the way I like to explain it, the way I like it is basically when 5 people or 10 people, or the case can be 20 people, just 20 people, for example. 20 of our friends come together, young people come together, and agreed to put 1,000 rand every single month, so that after a year they can have 240,000 rand and invest 240,000 rand into rental property in the township. The way they will do that is that as they come together as 20 of these young people, they will register a private company, Pty Ltd, with the CIPC, registered company, have all 20 members of the stokvel as directors of this company, and all monthly contributions are paid into the bank account of that company that all 20 of you are directors in. No individual person you pay that monthly contribution to the account. No, you pay it to the account that belongs to the company that you guys have created, that LTD, Pty, whatever the letters are. You pay that monthly contribution to a bank account that belongs to them, and that company is the one that will go invest your money into any property that you guys see fit. So that's basically how you do a monthly contribution. All 10 of you, all 20 of you is 20. If it's 20 of you, you can do that 1,000 rand per month. After a year, it's 240,000 rand. After 2 years, it's 480,000 rand. If you stay in a township, you can invest into a township rental property and use the money that you get from the rent, pay to the company as dividends, and dividends shared within you guys as directors. But you must note that when you raise a PT or LTD, there are a lot of factors to take into account, such as taxation. Private companies are taxed, they have to pay tax. I think it's about 20% tax, capital gain tax, all of those tax things you must take into account. Also, when you deal with property, also which itself also comes with a lot of administration, a lot of fees, transfer deeds, transfer fees, and all of those things. So that's one of the things when you deal or have the idea to go into a property stokvel, you must also take them to account. And when you deal with tenants, you want to go to rental property, and your property stokvel go to rental property, you must also take to account the fact that you have to deal with tenants, maintenance, all of those things, blah blah blah. A lot of things go into property. So when you want to do the property stokvel type of vibe, take that into account. But the third way in which you yourself can invest into property is one that is less stressful, doesn't need you to have a lot of administration in comparison to property stokvel. This one is through Reits. Reits are basically real estate investment trust. These are basically shares into commercial property that are listed in the JSE, but they're not the typical shares that we know, like shares from Sasol, because everyone loves Sasol, shares from Nedbank, Capitec Bank. No, these are not those type of typical shares. These basically are shares that are structured different from those one. These are basically only in commercial property and companies that are willing to declare 75% of their taxable income to investors. These are the type of shares I'm talking about. So basically, REITs are designed to give access to me and you, the average person, access to commercial property, like big office building property type of vibe, big malls, office spaces. You think about it, that's the type of commercial property I'm talking about. So REITs give you access to them. They are available in the Johannesburg stock market. Sadly not available in Easy Property, but there are other platforms that sell REITs and gives people like me and you access to REITs, and you can buy REITs and have access to, for example, you ever had, like for example, Mall of Africa. You want to invest into Mall of Africa. You want to have a hand in how Mall of Africa makes money, but you don't have millions of rand to go actually and offer it to Mall of Africa. But through REITs, you can invest in such property like Mall of Africa, Waterfront, a Riverside Mall, Emoyeni Mall, those type of property you can through REITs. I'll put on the description links to platform which you can access REITs into here in South Africa. So that's the third way, which is REITs. If you are still enjoying this video, guys, please do ensure that you give it a like, and also please ensure that you subscribe. But now let's get into the last way in which you can invest in property in South Africa. This is one of the ways I always talk about. People don't take into account, but I am a huge fan of this investment instrument, ETFs. I don't know how many times I've spoken about ETFs, but also in easy equity, for those using easy equity, using other investment platform that deals in shares. There are things that this trading instrument called ETFs. I'll put a link to one of my videos which I talk about ETFs in. Basically, ETFs, guys, give you access to. They are ETF designed for property. Basically, let me put it like that. So basically, you can go to your Johannesburg stock market, the New York stock market, the Australian stock market, and buy an ETF that is invested in property companies or in property bonds or in any form of property assets. Basically, you buy an ETF and you buy that basket, or basically, I explained in my video why I call it the basket in that video. Must go watch that video. When you buy that ETF and that is investment property, you buy a huge diversified share in so many property assets under it, which just buying one share of that ETF. You can buy as many shares as you want. Some ETF sell one share for 20 rand, some 40 rand, 50 rand. So you have 1,000 rand, you can buy as many shares as possible. There's no minimum entry into ETFs. So you can look into investing in ETF that is structured to take into account property. So these are the 4 ways in which I like, or 4 ways I know that we, the average people who don't have billions of rands, can access the property investment sector of our beautiful country, because property is the future. Property gives people dignity. Property gives you a sense of ownership, because you know there's something out there, an actual building. Because of you, it's there, it exists. And for those who are into rental property, you know, every single month I get money because of property. But also you must take into account that property is not always an asset, investment asset that goes up. We have seen in 2020, because of coronavirus, because of the lockdown, that property went down, especially commercial property, because a lot of small business, medium business, even huge corporate business, they closed down because of the lockdown and the regulation that the government put as a response to coronavirus. I'm not saying the government was right, I'm not saying the government was wrong, I'm saying none of my business. I just follow the regulations, and that's one of the things that we saw in 2020, that a lot of businesses did close down because of the lockdown, and the commercial property sector did suffer a lot. They went down. I think a report was talking about 32% drop in commercial property. So that's the thing that you also need to take into account. But as always, guys, I really do appreciate your support. I want to thank you guys for helping me reach 5,000 subscribers. I truly appreciate that. So as always, I am Ivan Sambo, your student investor.